welcome back everybody to a reviewing sports, to a video I feel is quite long overdue. You see, the Los Angeles Rams and Detroit Lions had to swap quarterbacks, and the Rams gave up some picks for him as well. As of course, talk about Lions and Matthew Stafford. You can tell from the title of the video, we are doing a Detroit Lions mock draft. So, what this means is, I personally thought they were going to draft a quarterback. Okay? Because I thought they were just going to give up Matthew Stafford. I still think they probably would have drafted a wide receiver, though, because Matthew Stafford is good and you're going to be losing a lot. But either way, Lions are going to be losing a lot. We have no idea what the scheme is going to be with Dan Campbell. So I'm just going to go with top 5 needs. Again, this is going to be including, of course, who they're going to might lose in free agency, who they might sign in free agency. I will be, again, mock drafts change constantly, okay? Because one team makes one move, bam, now their draft needs to change a little bit. They can focus on other moves with free agency. Of course, you all know that. But, let's get into their top 5 needs. And I think the number 1 need for the Detroit Lions is a running back. I am just kidding. That's an inside joke between me and my girlfriend that only she will get. Okay? Of course, I don't need a running back. Dante Smith, Kerryon Johnson, and Adrian Peterson. All great, viable running backs that you can use. But I think their actual number 1 need is wide receiver. And the fun thing is, we can actually talk about some of the top wide receivers, because before doing later round teams, better teams, so we have to talk about top second round guys, late first round guys, who of course I think might be able to see first round. But now we actually have to talk about the top one, because you're probably losing Kenny Galladay, probably losing Marvin Jones, and whoever your quarterback is, whether it be Jared Goff or you draft someone, we'll get into it later, they're going to need someone to throw to, okay? It's just logic at this point. Your quarterback needs a weapon. So let's talk about some of the big ones. Dante Smith, I think, is 1A, okay? You have 1A and 1B and then 2, 3, however it is. And that Dante Smith, Heisman Trophy winner, phenomenal year, made Mac Jones look like a stud. He gets behind the secondary, can make those big catches, and just works the sideline really, really well. I absolutely love Dante Smith. He was great for Alabama. Won the Heisman. I think he has the potential to be a really, 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 really good wide receiver in the NFL. Up next, I think who is 1B is, you can switch, 1A, 1B. They're both easily great. Jamar Chase. He outplayed Justin Jefferson. We saw how good Justin Jefferson was in Minnesota. No, okay, Jamar Chase was the number 1 receiver on that 2019 LSU team. Obviously opted out this year to focus on the NFL draft, so we don't have as much production size as Dante Smith or Jalen Waddle, who is the other receiver we'll be talking about here in a minute. But great size and can go up and make those catches. He can win aggressive catches. You can move him into the slot. Jamar Chase is a great option. But you also can't go wrong with Jalen Waddle either, because he is really fast. He's really versatile. You can move him around into special teams. He was a great punt and kick returner. He can get behind those defenses really well. He can burn you so easily, okay? So you can't go wrong with any of these receivers, I feel. But if you want a true number 1 receiver, you got to go to Dante Smith or Jamar Chase. But Jalen Waddle can also be that guy. You put him on a post route, he'll beat you deep, okay? He is so fast and creates elite separation. Number 2 is linebacker. You got Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Micah Parsons, who is a great edge rusher, and you always never help that, but he's also good. And Zavon Collins out of Tulsa, who is probably my draft crush. I love him. So, but their run defense was very, very bad. We've talked about all these linebackers before. We know what their strengths are. We know they all can fit gaps good. We know some are better at pass coveraging. I'd probably say Owusu-Koramoah. But Zavon Collins, you need some run defense. You gotta consider Micah Parsons, probably the best linebacker in the draft. Owusu-Koramoah can be a real defensive leader. And Zavon Collins just makes all the tackles. If you want to go defense, I don't think you probably go linebacker this early, but yeah, you absolutely can reach for one of these players. I think probably either Micah Parsons or Owusu-Koramoah. I think Zavon Collins probably isn't getting enough love from the NFL teams. I personally really do like him a lot. Hopefully goes to my Green Bay Packers, which I hope. But yes, I think absolutely you could go with one of these guys. At number 3 is quarterback. Look, we don't know how committed they actually are to Jared Goff. There are reports coming out that are saying, yes, that Jared Goff is 100% their guy going forward. But he's got a big contract. So, Trey Lance at a North Dakota State, if you want to take a chance, or Justin Fields. I probably like Justin Fields over Trey Lance, but Trey Lance needs more time to develop. And both these guys can. Sit behind Goff, learn the new Detroit system, Start Goff for a year or two, set him away so the cap hit isn't that bad, and then boom, you got your future quarterback right there, familiar with the system, a lot younger than Jared Goff, and see what the heck happened. I don't think you could have a chance to get Zach Wilson. If you do, that is probably the only time I would consider taking a quarterback if Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence falls to you, which I don't think will happen, but it could. So I think Trey Lance or Justin Fields, two best options there if you want to take quarterback. And they also pick really high in the second round. So you can even reach for Kellen Mond, Mac Jones, or Kyle Trask in there to, again, sit them and develop them. At number 4 is corner. Look, we know they got Jeff Okudah, and he didn't really have that great of a rookie season, but he also faced Devontae Adams twice a year, at Thielen, Justin Jefferson. He just had some tough matchups, so I think he can improve, but you always can't go wrong with another young corner. Patrick Surtain at Alabama. Really good at defending the boundaries. There is worry. The concern is his speed, okay? So if you need a fast wide receiver, he can get beat easily, but he can make those tackles in the run game. He doesn't get beat inside. He gets beat over the top, but you can easily probably work on his speed. Caleb Farley at Oklahoma State. Elite speed and ball hawk, but he just doesn't seem to make those tackles in the running game, which I think is probably a little overrated thing. If your corner can't make those tackles, I feel like that's what the safety is there for. I would rather want my corner to be an absolute shutdown corner, which Caleb Farley can be. Loses in zone a couple times, but again, that can be fixed. But you put him in man coverage, I don't think he's not going to get beat that easily. I'm sure elite receivers will beat him, but he has potential to be very good. And then J.C. Horn, South Carolina. Great size to go up and defend the deep ball against aggressive catches. And he also makes tackles in the run game, which I guess if you value that for your corners is really good. I do a little bit. I think it's not like a big deal if he can't make the tackles in the run game, because if he's a good pass coverage and can't make the tackles, then I can maybe give it a little bit. J.C. Horn can do all of that. I think that'd be a great pickup in the corner if you want to go in that direction. And number 5 is interior D-line. Again, their run defense was so bad. But I don't think there's any, Christian Barmore I like, and Davion Nixon I like. If you want to go top second round, I think absolutely you should do that. But at number 7, I don't think you should take one of these players unless you want to. Unless you think that that's our 100% guy. Take a different player and maybe trade back up into the first round, like at 32 or something, to take these guys. I don't think you got to go interior D-line this early just yet, because I don't think there's that elite guy like Buccaneers did with Vita Vea. But hey, Christian Barmore, Davion Nixon, those would be great options at the top of the second round. So we talked about their needs. We've broken down the players. Let's see what the Lions can do in the mock draft course using Draft Network. We're in the first mock draft, and something interesting did happen. The Bengals went with Kyle Pitts instead of Penei Sewell. So I think if Penei Sewell falls to you, Detroit, you absolutely should take him. There's the first pick, offensive tackle. Penei Sewell is a good raw player. He has a very, very high ceiling. You're going to protect Jared Goff. You're going to get protection for whoever your future quarterback is. He has potential to be a good franchise left tackle. You got Frank Ragnow, great center, and Penei Sewell can be a great left tackle. But I don't think that's going to happen. I do think the Bengals are taking offensive line. There's no way they're taking Kyle Pitts. And, if they do, Jamar Chase went at number 2. Trevor Lawrence, of course, drafted number 1 overall. Then Zach Wilson went. So I feel if you can get a chance to get Penei Sewell on your hands and someone who has potential to be an elite left tackle like that, you absolutely take him. Mock draft number 2. Here in mock draft number 2, all the top 3 receivers are gone off the board again, but Justin Fields is there. I don't know if you go with Justin Fields here. I would... Rashawn Slater, you do have Trey Lance here. You could reach for a receiver. You could go get a linebacker that we talked about. I think this pick, though, is Patrick Surtain. Never have enough secondary help. The NFL is full of weapons. You're gonna Green Bay probably draft a receiver. Who knows, Allen Robinson? You already have 2 great receivers down there in Minnesota who you play twice a year. So you need corners, and you never have enough secondary help. Let's get into mock draft number 3. In mock draft number 3, again, all receivers are off the board. Some reason they love Jamar Chase to the New York Jets. I don't. Okay, they gotta take a quarterback unless they are 1,000,000% in love with Sam Darnold, which I don't think they are. So again, receivers are off the board. Surtain is still here. Rashawn Slater is here. Kwity Paye off the edge. You could take Micah Parsons here. I think they take Justin Fields. Look, you can sit him for a year or two and get rid of Jared Goff. I know for some reason they're in love with Jared Goff. You have future picks, Detroit. You're gonna be just fine if you take Justin Fields here. And in the second round, address some other needs of yours. Get an edge rusher, which could be there, interior D lineman, and there's still good wide receivers. That's why receiver classes are always stacked. So I think if you were to reach and take Justin Fields at number 7 overall, I do not think that'd be the worst thing in the world for your franchise. You need a franchise quarterback. I know you can build around, but quarterback classes are usually not this stacked, okay? Last year we had 3 good ones. This year we have 4 viable options. Plus some teams really like Mac Jones and Kyle Trask. So, Justin Fields to Detroit, I wouldn't mind that at all for Detroit, for the Detroit Lions. Moving on to mock draft number 4. There it is. One of the top 3 receivers are available. It's Jalen Waddle. This time the Jets went Zach Wilson, Penei Sewell to the Dolphins, Paye to the Falcons, Jamar Chase to the Bengals, Dante Smith to the Eagles. So there's your pick, Jalen Waddle. Kenny Galladay's probably leaving. Marvin Jones is leaving. There's some really good ones for agency. Get Jalen Waddle. Your team needs a receiver, Detroit. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. You 100% get Jalen Waddle. Boom. Solves your receiver issue for the next 4 years. Gives Jared Goff or whoever your quarterback is someone to throw to for the next couple of years. He's really fast. He can make those catches too. He catches the ball very consistently. He's not one of those fast guys that drops it. No, Jalen Waddle makes those catches and he gets behind the secondary. So absolutely taking Jalen Waddle there. Mock draft number 5, probably the final mock draft of the video. Again, Waddle is available. Kyle Pitts, the same players available. For video's sake, I'm going to switch it up a little bit though. And I'm going to take Micah Parsons. He has potential to be the leader, a best linebacker in the class probably. And then next, look, I like Zayvon Collins a lot. I'm going to try and put this unbiasedly. But I do think Micah Parsons is probably the best linebacker in the class. I think he has all the great potentials. He can be a good pass coverage. He fits the gaps easily, and he makes the tackles, which is what Detroit needs. Their defense was very, very bad last year. Their run defense was bad last year. Secondary was not good, so you got to get some sort of defensive help. But those are the Lions mock drafts. Took a quarterback, try to get receiver as much as possible. An offensive line like Penei Sewell falling to them would be a blessing in disguise for Detroit. Keep building up that offensive line. But, Patrick Surtain, again, I think would be really good. Yeah, there's a lot of good players right here that Detroit could take. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Again, thank you all for the support on the mock drafts. They have been insane recently. The video's been blowing up all the time, so I can't thank you guys enough for that. And, of course, thank you for listening.